the topic of conversation came up of role playing and sex.
Yeah.
And like, do you do it? Have you ever done it before? Before I go into my story, Ryan, have you and your wife ever role played or been with anyone?
I am not getting into this conversation.
What?
Oh, that means you totally should.
Definitely. No. Oh my God! Have you ever put a yellow jumpsuit on your wife and pretended you were Donatello?
First of all, no. Second of all, if she heard you say that, she'd kill you because she hates the April O'Neil references.
Are you like? Get over here, honey. I'm going to show you the secret of the use.
Oh!
A little too rap. That shit is ridiculous. Yeah, can you
send us your fan art of Ryan?
Don't do that. Don't send us your fan art. Oh my God. I tried the role playing thing once with an ex-girlfriend, and I was just like, I don't know how to be a priest. Right. Like I don't know. I'm the least religious person on the planet. I don't know what to do. And
you went to church for a long ass time.
Yeah, and I did it for the money.
Me too. We talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about this.
We were Catholic.
But my ex-girlfriend came over and she had a cute plaid skirt on. She's like,
nice.
Hey, you want to role play? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm not going to wear a suit because that's stupid. Like, why would I get a blowjob in a suit?
You're not Don Draper. You're a fucking dirty Italian who draws cartoon pictures of video games.
Exactly. But I feel like when I'm in a suit, I feel like either someone's dead or I'm in front of a judge.
Right.
That's the only 2 times I ever have to wear a suit.
Yeah.
So like halfway through, I was like, "This is ridiculous," and
just
I pulled my fake collar off.
She had a fake collar?
No, I didn't have a full... I'm just kidding. It was just like... Because once the clothes are off, it's not... like, then what are you? You're just calling people different names.
That's why the clothes don't come off.
Well, that's stupid. That's bad sex.
Oh, so this is someone who's done it before. All right. So explain this to me. What goes on? In your sexual past, what goes on? Because you've obviously role-played in relationships past.
What is this? You're waving your hand now.
Ryan's... What, did you and Ryan fuck?
you guys are
oh, you've uncovered us now.
In past relationships, yes. It is something that has happened at some point in my life.
I mean,
and it was just... The clothes stayed on.
Do you get into it?
What character did you play?
Oh... I mean, I've been...
Oh, God.
Oh, this is going to be good.
I mean, we did stereotypical bullshit teacher.
All right. So nothing like you never do any video game characters?
No, God, no.
So were you the schoolgirl?
No. And there was never anything that was remotely could go down the path of ferdom.
Oh, good.
So because I've done this... I've been in relationships in the past where they've tried, and I just kind of was like, you're a terrible actress.
Yeah.
just take your clothes off.
I went to cartoon college. I'm going to tell you.
But like, do you pretend the whole time, like during the act?
Try to.
Try to keep up the illusion.
But sometimes you laugh and.
Yeah, because Stacy, we were talking about it earlier that night, and then later that night we were at home doing what mommies and daddies do, but not pretending to be mommies and daddies. So
that's a weird segue, but it's weird when a girl calls you daddy.
Oh, it's so weird. But
that is weird.
But not so bad when they call you daddy in a different language. That's all right.
Chinese?
Portuguesa. So we were having sex, and she's like, I'm going to pretend you're a fireman. In my head, I'm like, oh, God.
Like, great. Now I have to go get a poker table and 7 of my friends.
Great. Now there's going to be a bunch of fire hose puns. And she goes...
We have to get a phone that never rings.
Oh, when you kiss me on my neck like that, I totally forget that 60% of my body is burned.
That's amazing.
I just laughed out loud, and then she laughed too, and then she goes, "You're not into this. I'll be right back." And then she runs into the virginity den and pulls out a mannequin, because I have a mannequin.
Scott actually has a cartoon prop closet.
I have a mannequin, and she comes in wearing the wig that the mannequin usually wears, and she's like, "This is my friend Jody. She really wants to have a threesome." And then so she brings the mannequin in, and she goes, she also has a secret, and she twists the torso and pulls off the torso. She's a paraplegic. So she puts the torso.
Is this still part of the bizarre fireman
this
fantasy?
was that night. This was that night because I laughed too hard at the fireman thing. She's like, "No, fuck you."
Because could you imagine an actual fireman just trying to have normal sex, and his girlfriend ran in the other room and came back with a woman whose body could detach? Like, even if I don't think the simple act of being a fireman would prepare you for that. It's like, oh, don't worry, I've been in a lot of burning houses. This is totally fucking normal to me.
So she just puts it back, and we laugh. We're like, ha ha ha. Okay, now can we continue? She goes, yeah, okay. So we start, and she remembered that she still had the wig on. She's like, oh no, she's a cancer patient. This is really making her uncomfortable. This is her wig. And she put it on. She put it back on the mannequin.
Oh my god.
It's still going, and then she reaches over and touches the wig. She's like, I'm including her. She feels left out.
How are you not?
I was laughing my ass off.
I've had sex sometimes where it's like something happens, and not like in an awkward way, but it's just something happens where it's so fucking hilarious that you're both just laughing in unison, and
right.
you almost stop for a second that you continue. But I don't know if I could have finished for that. Like, that is just so ridiculous.
Well, we were obliterated. So, I mean, it took a while. It took a lot longer than normal because like you have a fit of laughter and then you have to wait.
I wanna do role play, but like period piece role play, where like I just get really pissed every time something from the future happens. Why did you fucking unplug the phones? They're not invented yet. They haven't invented phones yet. Set the refrigerator. Shut it off.
What is that devilish machine that has numbers that are illuminated on it next to your bed? And why do they keep on changing in 1 minute intervals?
Yeah, like she goes to reach for her iPhone, and then I burn her as a witch. Drown, heathen!
You just burn your girl. Are you scared when they turn on the light?
Wait,
what is this?
Oh no!
Why did this conversation come up to begin with? Why was it about role playing?
We were out with a friend, and we walked by a sex shop, and there were costumes in there, and we were like, who the fuck would ever dress up as Alice from Alice in Wonderland to get fucked at a Mad Tea party?
Yeah.
Like, what scenario in your bedroom where you're like, all right, well, I got a rabbit, I got a mouse,
yep,
I got a fucking long ass table and a whole bunch of mismatched teapots. This is gonna be so fucking hot. All right,
when you're trying to make it work with one person for a long time, I imagine you got to get pretty inventive.
I don't think that I would be in a relationship where...
Give it 10 years.
Where I was in a 10-year relationship and not once did we reenact fucking Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you didn't like Mary Poppins. What was your fancy?
What was my fancy? Just having sex. Like, that was my fancy.
By the end of a 10-year run, there's not a whole lot of any of that anyway. You're both just like, you turn into Al Bundy. You go to the store and you rent movies together, and then like every now and then you're like, actually, let's get a porno, and then you can't settle on anything, so you get Playmate of the Apes, and it's just a miserable.
I take that back.
This is what I've heard.
Because by the end of the 10 years, your relationship has transformed into a brother-sister relationship. So every time you do have sex, you are doing role playing.
Yeah, pretty much.
You are like,
it's like the end of Back to the Future.
Where it's the beginning of Back to the Future where his mom is trying to fuck him.
But you're but you're confusing me because you want to get married in the relative future.
In the relative future?
Yeah.
Like 10 years from now.
So what? Then you're going to tell Stacy 10 years later, go fuck yourself?
No, because I have a feeling she's just crazy enough to not change in the sexual department. I have a feeling that she's not going to have a problem. Why are you raising your eyebrows like that?
I don't know, Ryan. Why are you doing that?
What? Nice deflection.
Yeah.
It's radio. No one can see who's doing anything.
Yeah.
We need to say you.
Well played.
Role played.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now I really, really want to know.
See, I don't get into that. I don't get into any of that stuff.
Like, were you playing D&D with your wife and you all of a sudden just got really into it, like a Cialis commercial?
Yellow like, Wizard needs food badly.
Yeah. The moment can strike at any time.
That's Gauntlet.
I know.
Jeez. Excuse me.
He does that in the middle. He's like, that's Gauntlet.
Is that Ryan Scott just doing a Ryan Scott impression?
That's the wrong thing you have there.
I love you, Ryan.
Oh.
I could see Ryan doing a dice roll to determine his sexual future for that night.
Oh, shit.